Well, I want to welcome everybody to today's Code Ninjas conference call. We do these calls each and every week to provide a learning channel to really allow you to know more about Code Ninjas, why we do what we do, catch up a little bit based on where how far we've come in the past year. I know a lot of people that today are on today's call, have about 80 registered for today's call, which is fantastic. We have a lot of people that join our calls each and every week to listen in, to learn more about us, to catch up maybe something they've missed on the last call. And we have a lot of new attendees as well. So I want to say thank you for taking your time today to be a part of Code Ninjas conference calls. We do these each and every week for those who are looking to learn more about Code Ninjas and just get deeper insights. So how we do today's call, each and every one of these calls, is we go over a little bit about Code Ninjas. David Graham is on the line. He's in the background, so he'll jump on here and there in today's call as well to answer any questions and to add some more input and insight. So we go over today's call. We talk about Code Ninja. We talk about our founder, David Graham. We talk about our team. We go into support. We talk about our curriculum a little bit. And just to kind of kick everything off, to talk about what's been happening with Code Ninjas and just our overall performance as a brand, as a franchise. And if we look at it just by the numbers, currently we have 245 sold territories. We have 92 franchisees. We have about 28 locations that are currently enrolling students, with more than 10 locations open, with around 56 locations with signed leases. And what that signed leases means to you and to anybody listening is going to be that we'll have around 56 locations open in the next about 90 days. So we're moving very fast. The market has responded. Entrepreneurs have responded in a very positive way to Code Ninjas, broken down our business model, compared it to everything else on the market, and have chosen in masses to come to Code Ninjas and be a part of what we're doing. And, our motto is kids have fun, parents see results, and that rings true through our entire system. And talking about our system and what we do, which we'll dig into today, is to start with the founder, David Graham. David Graham's been an entrepreneur his whole life. He's been a programmer, a developer, an entrepreneur. And as he was running he started a school that taught adults how to code. And as he ran that school and was able to really understand and see the value of teaching individuals how to code that had no experience, but there wasn't a day that went by that he wasn't asked about how do they get the younger generation involved. Day after day, student after student kept asking about how do we get the younger generation involved. And David operated that in 18 different cities for about 4.5 years on teaching adults how to code. So the feedback was coming in that he saw it happening. We got to get the younger generation involved more in this world of coding. So as he broke down the marketplace and started looking at all the different curriculums and all the different models out there, he was shocked and he was excited at the same time, because he saw the opportunity to really take Code Ninjas into a place where nobody is currently operating like and offering what we're offering. And we're going to talk more about what that offering is, because it's not just curriculum. So that's kind of where he started in putting everything together. And as he started to assemble his team of individuals to start Code Ninjas, that was about 1.5 years ago. And we started developing our brand as a franchise from day one. So everything that we were doing was franchise-based. And why is that? It's because David Graham had an opportunity to be a part of a franchise, and he saw the impact that franchise had made, and he's like, I want to do it like that. He wants to take those entrepreneurs and let them impact their communities and grow our brand, because franchisees, they really transform and develop the experience that our students face, our parents face, every time they walk into our front doors. So as that starts to happen and starts to put together, we knew we needed to be a franchise. So we did everything from our financial partners to our design to construction to our signage to insurance. Everybody has roots in the franchising world. So no matter your business acumen, you're going to be able to work with companies that have franchising experience, which is really critical and crucial in understanding how that works with a growing brand, especially growing as fast as we are. We really have to align our franchisees with companies that have full understanding of what it's like to be a part of a franchise. So as we put the team together, we have franchising experience, we have game development, curriculum game development experience, tech experience, operational, compliance. We put all that together and created a team that's going to support you as a franchisee. And that support looks like kind of like this. You have individuals. You're going to have a person that's going to be there to help you with compliance, dedicated for compliance, dedicated for operation, dedicated to you for when it comes to technology. But then we also have online resources. Code Ninja University, for example. That's an online resource. It's like a WikiDoc. It constantly is growing, moving, transforming based on the needs of our franchisees and inside of our centers. But then we also have collaboration tools. The day you become a franchisee, you're connected with every single Code Ninja franchisee across the country. And that's really, really important because now you're working with people that you're able to, that have been in your shoes. You're working with franchisees, managers of centers, directors of centers that are in your place, that have been in your place, whether they're multi-center owners, whether they're single center owners, whether they're owner-operated, whether they're off-site owner, where they're not active every day. That collaboration tool with threads and files and sharing, that's there for you to be able to connect with every franchisee across the country, even in markets that are similar to yours. That is a critical piece of who we are as Code Ninjas, is that collaboration. So support for you as a franchisee, constantly transforming, constantly getting better, constantly growing that team to be able to offer the best possible support for you as a franchisee. So as you bring all that together, we talk about really what is the offering for Code Ninjas. Well, we have a few pieces to this puzzle, actually, is we talk about just curriculum, but we also have our experience. The curriculum, we have five different sources of revenue. And as we go through all of this stuff today, keep in mind at the end of today's call, we have our Q&A. That Q&A is designed for you to be able to ask any questions that about any part of Code Ninjas as a franchise, any part of who we are as a team. You have questions on any aspect about Code Ninjas, you can do that at the end. So as I go through all of this, if something comes to mind, please write it down. Please write it down. We'll have time for that at the end. The Q&A sections are our favorite part. They last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. It really depends on you and the questions that you have. So to get back to that curriculum and what I was talking about, we have 5 different revenue sources. I'm going to talk about our drop-in learning program, which is really what makes Code Ninjas pretty unique. In that drop-in learning system, it's also known as a flexible learning system. That drop-in learning, that's where kids come in up to 2 times per week, and they stay for up to an hour each time. That is a 9-belt system. Each belt has a certain learned set of skills or concepts within inside that belt, and when they reach the end of that belt, they have to build a game that allows them or has to have them use and then show proficiency of the skills they learned within inside that belt. That allows them to progress to the next belt. Each belt then compounds onto one another, so they're constantly using the skills and concepts from each belt to build a game that shows proficiency. We also have, in part of that system, we have our proprietary textbooks. We have proprietary curriculum. We have exclusive curriculum. We also have some non-proprietary pieces to that. That system itself takes about 3 years to accomplish for one of our students when they're coming in 2 times a week and staying for about an hour each time. That right there, that's about that proprietary blend with those proprietary textbooks and pieces and proprietary game development platform. That is what really sets us apart in terms of that's that first initial part of teaching kids how to code through a game-based curriculum. But then we also have our Parents' Night Out. We have our after-school program. We have our camp system, our camp curriculum. Then obviously our drop-in program. We have our birthday parties. So we give you as a franchisee multiple revenue sources to drive revenue into your center, to continue to increase revenue numbers, to continue to give you every opportunity for success. And we are always looking at other opportunities, always examining our offering to be sure that, what else can we add? What else can we do to help you as a franchisee be more successful in your market? We have full digital marketing strategies that we offer for you and give up for you as a franchisee We give you a 12-week pre-opening marketing template to follow, so when you're enrolling students. Now, unfortunately, I can't go over our item 19 numbers, which is the revenue numbers, because I don't know who's on the call and what states you're in, so we have to do that individually because some states have yet to approve the FDD. There's only a couple left to go over, and then we can release more. We can actually release more revenue numbers at that point. So that is basically how our curriculum works. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. It's pretty fun. We're always about having our kids have fun and our parents see results, so it's pretty engaging. This system as it is, with those 5 revenue sources, really makes Code Ninja what it is, along with our support team, along with our franchisees who are supporting one another on a regular basis through our collaboration tools. It really brings it all together for you as a franchisee. Those numbers I talked about earlier, that 245 sold territories, just to understand what that really is last year at this time we had 1 franchisee with 4 sold territories. That was this time last year. So to now be at 92 franchisees with 245 sold territories, that's pretty exciting for us. It's pretty validating for all those who have come aboard and been pioneers with Code Ninjas. So really now at this time, the first 10 or 15 minutes of our call are pretty simple. We like to really open up this time to you to be able to give you the opportunity to ask any questions to David Graham or myself about Code Ninjas, whether it's going to be about deeper understanding of our franchise brand, our partners, whether it be areas of interest that you're talking about across the country, our team, support, our future growth. Feel free at this time to ask whatever questions you want. Hi, you have a question?
Sorry, Marty, I think I muted you for a second there. There is someone in the queue here. I'll go ahead and get them started.
Oh, wonderful. That was my lovely assistant, David Graham, also known as the founder of Code Ninjas. Hi, you have a question?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, my name is John Romanucci. I'm out of the Corpus Christi area. I'm interested in franchising one of your businesses. You guys mentioned technology partners. Who are those partners that you guys work with?
I don't believe I mentioned I didn't mention technology partners.
Okay. Well, I guess my question is what type of what type of technology are you guys using? Like what type of frameworks and stuff like that are you guys using to teach these kids?
I think that would be take this one.
Yeah, thanks. So we technologies that we use were for 20 years I was a Microsoft developer, so I started back in VB5 professionally developing applications in the Microsoft world. We're completely open. We do use a lot of open source technologies. You know, we use some Angular and some Node.js for different platforms and different needs, but mostly we're in the Azure space, so we use a lot of queues and technologies, other technologies for the cloud-based systems using Azure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a Microsoft developer as well, so that's cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we have all kinds of systems, so there's lots of different technologies that we use, specifically partnered up, you know, kind of a technology partner / curriculum partner with Code Combat, which is a pretty big deal. They're one of the larger online cloud-based learning systems, and they customize their entire track to work within our Code Ninjas brand. So we've co-branded with them, partnered with them tightly, and they're growing their curriculum specifically for us in a proprietary way every single day. So that's just one part of our whole learning process for our students, but that's an example of a partnership that we made along the way.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for your question.
Give me 1 second here.
No problem. If you have any questions, like I said, on anything at all today, just hit *6.
Hey guys, my name is Josh. I'm from the Los Angeles area. Everything sounds amazing. I just had a quick question in regards to competition and other, type of companies that are out there. I have a almost kindergartner, so we've been doing the tour of the schools, and obviously coding is come up a lot. It seems to be part of curriculums, which I think is a great thing. I think it's that people are getting exposed to it, so it would make this more appealing. But I've noticed, looking at the camp situation and stuff, there's a lot, there's other I wouldn't say similar, but coding type of programs and stuff. How would you guys differentiate yourself and feel, that it's different and more of an advantage to go with something like a Code Ninja?
No, yeah, great question. So some of the biggest differences you're going to see, one is the camp system is also a part of Code Ninja. So when you think of a camp, it's like drinking from a fire hose. They're getting a lot of information in a short duration of time, and then those who are running the camp have to go ahead and resell the parent. They have to refill up their bucket again. They have to continue to do camps, and they're limited on the time of the year they can do camps. They're not doing camps throughout the entire year. Where at Code Ninjas, our curriculum, well, first of all, our curriculum is almost, a large portion of it is proprietary. So they're not going to get the Code Ninjas curriculum anywhere else. Where those camp-based settings, they're doing curriculum that can be offered across the street. So it's very competitive, and it's very limited on the times of year. And we also believe that it's about consistency and practicing. It's not about being an expert in JavaScript. It's about being the best critical thinker, problem solver. It's about collaboration. It's about leadership. It's about time management. It's about practicing those skills on a regular basis. We know from our experience that a great coder, a great developer can pick up a language over a weekend, over a period of a week. But those back-end skills that make them, those principles that make them a great coder, that can't be. That has to be practiced over a period of time. And the school system, it's impossible for them to be able to offer something that's going to be as in-depth as Code Ninjas. If you look at the market today with Mathnasiums and Kumons and all the other math and tutoring centers like that, they're thriving on the marketplace today, but yet math and reading are still taught in the school system. It's our individual attention that we give our students, and the way our system is set up. It takes them so much deeper than they're ever going to learn in the school system. So the school system is great because it's really giving kids a taste of what this world is like. We just take them so much further.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's your question.
If I could just add to that a little bit, we are making strides every single day to make that curriculum better and bringing more things in. And just like, they teach math in the classroom, we teach, and then they still have third-party resources to learn more math. I think there's always going to be a need to have an augmented out-of-school session that kids want to go to do this. So just a little bit to add on there.
And being our system is that self-paced, that flexible learning system, it's self-paced but not self-taught. Which is
Hello, my name is Chioma, and I'm calling from Nigeria.
Hi.
Wonderful.
Hi. Okay. I just wanted to find out what the opportunities were for locations outside the U.S. at this time.
We're taking it country by country, and our master franchise agreements for example, like Nigeria, that would be ready towards the end of this year.
Okay, so does that mean you already have an agreement with someone, or you're open to?
No. Our master franchise agreement will be ready towards the end of this year. So we're looking more towards the end of 2018 for expansion into, for example, Nigeria, Asia, places like that.
All right.
Part of the expansion plan and what we try to look for are, we're basically giving away, allowing someone to use our system in another country and then training that person how to do what we've already done so well in the United States. So part of the plan requires the right partner, and that's going to be a big part of moving forward. So we definitely going to have a lot of people interested in international. We already do. Bringing in the right partner at this critical stage is what we're all about. So.
Okay, so how does one remain in touch to know when that is happening or when you're thinking about doing that?
Yep. So the best way to do that would be to fill out the form on the website, just to become a regular franchisee, and then get in touch with Marty and let him know that what country you're interested in.
All right, sure.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Hi, same question. I'm actually from Vietnam, and I was interested in that, but I think you already answered that question. But another question I have is regarding the curriculum and the number of teachers to student ratio. So can you expand a little bit on the teacher and what the role is if it's self-paced learning?
Sure. So our code sense. Yeah. So our system, we run a 10-to-1 ratio, 10 students to every one code sensei. And again, it's not a self-taught program, so our students, our kids, they will need help. Our students do need help. They're not going through this all by themselves. It's just that we're meeting them at their learning level, their learning speed. So the way our curriculum is designed, the way it's paced, the way it's laid out with our textbooks, with our robotics that are a part of it, it just allows them to move at their pace through it. They're not coming back and sitting around doing nothing. Our code senseis are trained well enough to know we keep kids moving through the program. We don't want them just sitting around, playing their games that they've already done. We want to keep them progressing and moving forward. But the way it's done, the way our curriculum is done, the way we train our team, and the way it's paced, it's not going to be self-taught. That's for sure. They do need help. They're going to need help at all different aspects of it, but it really comes down to each individual.
Got it. And for the code senseis, like what level of aptitudes are we looking at here in terms of, if we're looking to hire somebody that's going to come in and be able to teach these kids?
Sure, yeah. Well, remember, we're working with 7 to 14 years old, so just their overall cognitive skills are much different than an 18, 19-year-old. We've started off by using full-blown developers, coders, programmers. Our network is obviously enormous. So we were able to do trial and error with going from using adults that had tons of background and experience in coding and development to working with the younger generation that were coming up through the pipeline of computer science, robotics teams. And those kids want to be a part of our environment, and it was a much better fit for that age group, that higher high school into college age group, working with our students because of closer age. They're a little bit more open, a little bit more dynamic, and we're able to have much better interaction with our students.
They're a little bit less expensive.
Yeah.
So for a business model, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. And then sorry, I had because I'm in Vietnam right now, and so I guess my question is similar to the lady before. Are you looking to expand also in Asia, or do you already have like a presence out here?
We don't have a presence yet, and again, your area is a little bit more unique. So if you want to send me an email at marty@codeninjas.com, I've already actually done some investigating. We've done a little bit of looking there already, so a little bit more insight on that area versus Nigeria. So if you want to send me an email, marty@codeninjas.com, I'll be able to help out with maybe answering more questions.
Sure. My name is Lynn, by the way, so just be on the lookout. I'll send you an email.
Awesome. Okay, wonderful.
Cool. We got quite a long list of questions here, so let's try to limit
keep going. I got plenty of time. Let's do this.
Like the top 2 questions. We got this.
Hi, my question was, out of those 245 territories you've sold, where are those territories currently located?
I don't know them all by heart. So the best thing to do is if there's a specific area that you're looking for, let's work on that together. The other thing you see on our website is a paid-for, sold, signed franchise agreement. So we can start with that, or if Jeff Thames or myself have already reached out to you, we can look at your area specifically to find out if that one is available, and actually the demographics support of Code Ninjas.
Yeah, definitely. My intention in asking is that I found that with our other franchises, we have more success whenever we have neighbors, and then also
yes.
Room for ourselves to grow, so that way we don't just own one in a territory, but we own a couple neighbors, but we have neighbors in addition to us, so that way there can be collaborative marketing or just brand awareness in the area. So.
You sound like the perfect franchisee. So please, reach out. If Jeff Thames is already connected with you, connect with him. If not, then you can reach out to me, Marty at codeninjas.com, and we can talk about your area and do some looking around to be sure that you have good neighbors and that the areas are available.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hey, my name is Krishna, and in Birmingham, Alabama. Saw somebody that Vestavia Hills is opening shortly. Do you have any more franchises in this area?
We can take a look at the area. I know that there would be an opportunity for at least another one in that market. So if you're already talking with Jeff, fantastic. If not, reach out to me, and then we can do one-on-one, and we can take a closer look at the area and determine where you might have a good opportunity.
Okay. And one more question about the curriculum. Do you all baseline it against something, against a government or a industry curriculum for kids, or is this something that you've built on your own?
So, David, do you want to take that since you're on?
The question was, say it again. Can you rephrase it, please?
Asking if your curriculum is baselined against an industry standard, or what are your parameters of building your curriculum? How do you build it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when we started, we brought in some experts in education for childhood development. So there's a difference between writing educational software and then software that educates. So what we wanted to do was, you've probably heard me, if you've been on any of these calls before, you might have heard me say that we bake their vegetables in their birthday cake. So we want to make sure that they have fun first. So it's software, it's games, it's things that they want to do first, and then the next step is that they learn something along the way. Along that journey, they pick up things and they learn. And this is the best way for things to stick with kids. That kids learn through play, and it's not a secret. We do, many things in our life we take for granted. The kids learn through playing. And so this is not too unwholly different than that. The way it's a little bit different than maybe fits in the traditional mold would be that we're not an academic institution. We're not giving letter grades and then standardizing a test and moving them forward through a testing regimen. But we are giving them games to build that have key core competencies for learning how to code along the way, and then asking them to prove that they've learned that concept through building games on their own using their own imagination. So it may not be lining up with what you traditionally think as an academic structure, but we certainly have a method to our madness to get the information consumable, and most importantly, making the kids want to continue along the process. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Awesome. Hey, this is Drew from Chattanooga. Hey, Drew.
Hi.
Hey, I wanted to focus, you mentioned the 5 different revenue streams, and I understand that the drop-in is obviously the bread and butter at the moment. I also understand you guys have maybe started piloting the after-school program, and I wanted to get your thoughts on how, obviously you can't demonstrate numbers, but are you feeling success? How does that work? Did you buy a bus and are transporting kids back and forth? What does that look like?
Yeah, so that program is going to be based on really the franchisee and determining, that's an optional revenue source. So we started that program after about 10 months of being open as a brand. We wanted to make sure our center was we really had a grasp of everything. We really fully understood it before we moved forward with that and started testing that out. Some of our franchisees are going to be starting off with that, but it's not a high number. You as a franchisee have to look at that program. We give you an agenda. We give you the outline of it, and then you take it from there. But that really is going to come down to you as a franchisee after you're looking at that and saying, okay, how does this fit with my business model? We work with you one-on-one, and we'll be honest with you. If we don't see it fitting, we're going to say, okay, we need to sharpen this a little bit. You have to be pretty selective with it also. And it depends upon your space size. I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions to really say how it will be successful, how it could be successful. We're moving slowly ahead with it. We're not moving too fast. So I would say, Drew, and because you and I have spoken and we understand and know your market, that's something we could probably take a closer look at to see, okay, what kind of space size do we need? How close are the schools? What currently is happening in your community that looks similar? Are there other pickup programs? And looking at your staff model. And I think we have to do some of those things before we really, I would do that with any franchisee before giving them a green light to say, this is a great program, go for it. It's really franchisee dependent. David, do you have some comments you want to add to that?
Nope, I think you got it comprehensively.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Wonderful. Thanks, Drew.
Hi, this is Steve. Along the lines of some of the other members on the call, regarding trade zones or marketing territories, I got the fact that we should set up a one-on-one with you. But also, what is Code Ninja's approach to kind of governing those marketing territories so it's not oversaturated in one specific area?
Well, so in our franchise agreement, so I get this question a lot, and the questions will be, well, is that in writing, or is this in writing, or is that in writing? And the one part of that in writing that's really, really important to understand is all territories have to be approved by Code Ninjas. We approve all territories. Even if we say your protected territory is, 2.5 miles, if somebody wants to open up 5 miles away, that territory still has to be approved, and it has to meet the demographics and the standards that we as Code Ninjas see as supporting a center. And if it doesn't meet that, just because somebody wants to buy it doesn't mean that we're going to sell it, award that territory. We're very cautious on where our territories go due to being a percentage of revenue-based franchise, not a flat fee-based franchise. It's really important for us for each franchise to be as successful as they can be with revenue. Otherwise, it doesn't come back to us. It doesn't support you. Therefore, it doesn't mesh well. And so, trust and profitability inside our franchise is everything to us. So we want to be sure that we give you every opportunity to be successful. So we have certain policies that we run on the inside. We don't stack Code Ninjas on top of one another. A lot of franchises will be like, oh, you have a 2.5 mile territory, and they'll put somebody 2.6 miles away because, well, it's outside the protected territory. We don't do that. We're not going to put Code Ninjas every 2.5 miles away from another Code Ninjas. Territory borders may overlap, a quarter mile here, half mile there maybe, but the numbers really have to be overwhelming for us to even to allow that to happen.
Okay,
Does that
perfect.
help
Thank
at
you
all,
very
Steve?
much.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, that was extremely helpful. Thank you.
Wonderful. We have more questions?
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. My name's Amish. I've got a question. Your initial franchise fee, what is that? Or can you disclose that without FTD being signed or
sure.
no?
Yeah. It's our franchise fee is $24,000.
All right, and then out of your initial
our franchise fee will be $40,000. We have a few pioneer stages that we're in. We're currently in the second pioneering stage, which is $24,000.
Now, that overall $40K, what does that include?
Well, it's $24,000 is the current franchise fee. So when you say what does that include, that allows you to that's you buying your secured territory. Obviously, that also includes all of the new franchisee training, the resources, everything coming up before you even start generating revenue, all the support that you're going to be offered. The typical time when you sign your franchise agreement to when you open your door as a franchisee is about 7 months. So in that 7 months, all the support, all the resources that we offer you as a franchisee come into play, along with that $24,000 securing your territory. That's your territory.
And then what's the cost of all your furniture, fixtures, equipment for the build-out?
Our entire breakdown of every fee and every structure of Code Ninjas is actually on our website and also in our FDD. So when it comes to the cost breakdown, instead of getting too far into the weeds right now with all those different costs of opening a Code Ninjas, you can email me, Marty at codeninjas.com. I can get you the FDD, or you can go on our website and you can see the breakdown there.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, got it.
Awesome. All right.
Hey guys, it's Josh again from Los Angeles. I had two other quick questions, if that's okay. I appreciate you guys taking the time.
No worries.
The first one, just in regard, I know there's only a handful open, right? And I'm just curious, in the first year or so, I think as you said that's how long. What have you guys learned that's worked or hasn't worked, and have there been adjustments to the curriculum? How have you kind of adapted to just kind of the early stages of the of the brand?
Do you have a few hours? I mean, we've learned volumes. I mean, every single day we learn something new. We already mentioned a couple of the things. Early on, how we hired was completely different. We started our own center over a year ago, and we learned a lot, by going through the paces and doing it ourselves. We've learned, on the support side, better communication channels, more material is better. Giving weekly updates to our franchisees for different channels, for technology updates that are coming, for curriculum updates that are coming, just general news updates. One of the phenomenons that's happened that I couldn't have predicted, and it's awesome, is the support that the franchisees are giving themselves internally. For example, they go to each other's grand openings in like en masse. They show up in T-shirts. They all work together to get that grand opening and make it as special as possible. And that's not something that we created. I guess you could argue that we created the communication hub and made it a family, but they really took the ball and ran with it in that way. So I'm learning stuff about the power of franchising every single day. I mean, Marty, you can add to that.
Yeah, I think the part of it is that on the development side, it's not just about you having a $24,000 check to buy a territory. We are selective over who our franchisees are, and the proof of that is what was just mentioned about people flying from one state to the next state or getting in a car and driving 6 hours to a grand opening and supporting their local franchisee, even if it's not local. We've had people fly from Texas to North Carolina to support franchisees that are grand opening. And that's not us. We didn't pay for tickets. That's not us encouraging. They're doing all by themselves. And I believe that's a testament to how we've done our franchise development, and our franchisees have seen that. And they've seen that we're not just taking anybody and saying, oh, you want that territory? Here you go. You have to be the right fit for Code Ninjas. We have to be the right fit for you. This is a long-term relationship. And we say that in the beginning, and I believe that has resonated and has shown itself by the support our franchisees offer one another.
Agree.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And then just real quick, just with you mentioned training, how does that work? Or do we send potential senseis to you guys to train? Is it done via WebEx, or how does the training process work?
Go ahead, David.
We're actually creating new videos and new materials all the time to help you, but the ultimate training for your senseis is done in your dojo. And that's basically going through the videos and materials that we've prepared, but also just having them go through the curriculum ahead of the students. What's hard for a 7-year-old isn't hard for a 17-year-old. They should be able to go through the curriculum pretty quickly and understand the material well enough to help the students along their path. And that's the beautiful thing about our curriculum and the way it works, is that it's not paint by numbers, but it is a path that they can follow, right? The students, it speaks to students at an 8 to 10-year-old level. So it really is easy for the senseis to get up to speed on.
Got it. Great. Thank you so much, guys.
Marty, did you have something to add to that?
Nope, not at all.
We're getting good at this.
Okay.
All right.
Hi,
Hey,
Ramon Gato here from Missouri.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi,
I just have a quick question. When you enter into the regional development agreement, is there a timeline for the second territory, or is or how does that work with the second one?
Yeah, so when you open up, area development agreements, we give you 12 months from the day you open your first location to opening your second location. So the day you open up location number 1, you have 12 months to open up location number 2.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Hi, this is Carol Spencer, out of Illinois, and I would like to ask about not having background in coding. So as a profession, I've done project management of website development and software development for about 20 years, but I don't know how to code. So I'm interested in your franchise, however, would like to get a little more comfortable in how you would train me.
Yeah, well, actually, we have quite a few franchisees that have no history in coding at all. In fact, it's the majority of our franchisees. And being that our curriculum has proprietary textbooks and the age group that we're teaching and the way that we are teaching, you'll be able to catch on very fast. So if you want to be a code sensei and you want to be the one that's going to be in the classroom, you'll catch on very, very fast. You'll be able to walk your students right through it. Now, if you don't want to be the person in your class, then you're going to be hiring individuals like we have. Our center director in Pearland, Texas, for example, she has no history in coding, and she doesn't work in the classroom. We have plenty of code senseis that work in the classroom, so there isn't a problem. Now, we have some of our owners that they are going through the curriculum themselves because they want to learn the curriculum. They want to know how to do it. They want to be able to teach it. Then we have the other half of our owners who are like, no, I don't want to learn the curriculum. I'm good with not knowing it. I just want to run my facility, engage with parents, talk about the value, understanding why their son or their daughter needs to do this, and let the code senseis take it from there.
Okay.
But we do have resources and tools, obviously, that are going to help you and allow you to work through the curriculum and understand how to teach it. It will not take you long because, remember, a lot of our kids that are coming in, they're just learning how to navigate the keyboard itself. They've learned on a tablet for many years. They haven't used a mouse. So it's a very unique group that comes in. And we're going after it's mass market appeal, right? We're going after the 99% of the public who really doesn't understand the value of understanding and learning how to code and what it brings to their son or their daughter. So when their son or their daughter gets involved, it's very beginning stages of concepts and learning different skills. You'll catch on really fast because you're an adult, right, with different cognitive skills and development. So you'll be able to work through the curriculum much faster and be able to catch on pretty quickly to be able to coach and teach it to your students.
Okay.
It's kind of like when you first got the iPhone. You had to figure it out. And now you can do it in your sleep, right?
Right. Yeah, I just, in my head, go through the parents being mad at me that I didn't, mentor them through or that they didn't learn at the end of the day, So the bad experience comes to mind, or that somebody calls off sick on me and then I have to jump in. So I want to learn it. It's just, that's my fear up front.
Well, and the thing is, a lot of that fear comes from looking at and understanding what adults do. And that's really the difference here, is that a lot of times we as adults will say, oh, I'm afraid because I hear that it takes 1 million lines of code to get this result. And you get all like intimidated. Well, yeah, but that's adult stuff. We're not teaching that to 7 to 14-year-olds. We have to have little wins all the way through our program. Our students, kids, youth, they just don't stay motivated. And keeping kids motivated is really, really important to making them feel successful, that they're learning and they're gaining and they're growing. through little wins throughout our entire program. You'll notice when you jump in, you start doing the curriculum, you're going to see the same thing, which takes you a week to do, could take an 8, 9-year-old could take them a month or longer.
Yeah, and I feel that if they're engaged and they want to come, their parents will keep them enrolled. If they say they don't want to do it anymore, they want to switch to something else, then their parents could quickly switch them.
And teaching families the importance of long-term. When you sign your son or your daughter up for a music lesson, you don't expect to have a concert in a month or 2 months or 3 months. But that's known. You just have your kids in music. This needs to be the same unconscious knowing of what to do, that your student, your son or your daughter has to be a part of the program for a period of time. It's about the experience just as much as it is about the curriculum. If somebody's looking for just a curriculum-based company, that's not us. We are never just going to be curriculum-based. Do we have world-class curriculum? We'll continue to grow. We'll continue to be the best? Yes. Our experience is really another part of this that sometimes gets forgotten, and it can't, because the experience is what's going to keep the kids happy, the mom and dad happy. They're going to keep coming in. It's fun. It's engaging. You can have the best curriculum in the world, but if the experience, the culture that's inside your 4 walls isn't positive, isn't encouraging, isn't fun, you're going to lose your kids anyways. So we've got to balance those 2 things, and we work with you and teach you with that as a franchisee.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for your question.
Hello, Marty?
Yes.
Hey, Marty.
Hi, you have a question?
Yep. My question is how we can come to know where are your future location coming, like the openings of new location?
Yeah, so on our website you're going to be able to see that. But when it comes to really understanding which ones are opening in what order, I would suggest that you connect with myself or Jeff Thames if you're already working with one of us, and we can help you understand in your marketplace which ones are coming up. But you'll be able to see that online too, on who's enrolling students versus which centers are coming and when.
Okay, so it's better you're saying connect with you directly, but we don't have much more detail on the website, you are saying, right?
Well, on the website, it's going to show you which centers are enrolling, which centers are coming, and where their locations are at. But if you need more detail on that, based on you're interested in a certain area to put your Code Ninjas, you definitely want to connect with Jeff or myself, and I can help you. We can help you.
Okay, and if it's not coming currently in that area, then what will be the next step? You guys will take in consideration and proceed with that, or how?
No, if a territory is sold, it's sold. So we'd have to find a different territory.
No. When I said if there is no center in that area, and in your plan there is no future projection at this moment, and if I'm coming, and then what will be the next step from your side? You guys will take in consideration?
Sure. So if you're interested in a certain market, and that market currently demographics do not support a Code Ninjas, and we can revisit that in maybe 6 months to a year. We can continue to revisit that until that market demographics would support a Code Ninjas.
Oh, okay. So you are saying it might take longer. You are saying, right?
I have no idea what market you're looking at, so I have no idea where you're looking at. So I'm going to need you to contact me one-on-one so that you and I can look at that together. Versus right now, it's this is difficult because I don't have any idea where you're looking at or what's going on.
Oh, okay. One more question is how the kids will. This is regarding to curriculum things. You mentioned earlier that you have designed curriculum, but what kind of activity they take home, kind of practice things. Is there anything you guys are providing to the kids?
No, we don't. Our curriculum is only accessible from inside of our center for our kids to move forward. So for our students to do our curriculum and to move forward in that curriculum is only available within the center. Now, we do have a parent portal which allows kids to engage mom and dad at home and mom and dad can actually see what their son or their daughter have done. They can play the games that their son or their daughter has made, but parents are able to engage that way but the kids are not, our students are not able to progress in the curriculum any further unless they're inside of our center.
Like for example, if I have created one game, so if I want to redo it, I need to come back in the center, then only I can do. I cannot practice same thing again at home or something like that.
Anything they've done in the past, they can access from home. We want them to be able to brag about it with their neighbors, redo it like you said, go through the curriculum and relearn key topics. But as far as moving forward through the curriculum, it's always going to be it's always going to be in the dojo. So, all right, thanks for the question.
Hi guys. My question was really teed up a couple comments ago as far as how you vet your franchisee applicants. So,
you cut off. You still there?
I'm sorry. I'm road tripping right now, so I'm multitasking.
No worries.
I was saying my question was teed up a couple comments ago whenever we were talking about how you vet your franchisee applicants, because it's obviously not.
Well, here I think I got it, David. I think I have it. So So how we vet out our franchisee applicants and how we go through that process, there's a few things. One, it has to do with that first initial call. So when we have that first initial call, Jeff and I, obviously, we've been doing this for a long time, working together for a long time. So we do go based off that relationship in the first call, the second call. And as we go through the process together, we're vetting each other out. We're vetting each other out in terms of just what your goals are. Do your goals line up with where we're going as a company? Do our goals line up with where you want to go? So we don't really have like a written down application that says, oh, because you answered these questions right, you're going to be a great franchisee, or, oh, because you answered this question this way, you're not going to be a great franchisee. I think that would be really hard to do for any franchisor, but we do take into consideration what your goals are, what do you want to do, what do you want to accomplish with Code Ninjas, where do you want to be, are you going to work well with others? That's really important. And a few questions ago, I think it was Carol that asked that mentioned something about how having somebody in your actual area and how it's nice to have franchisees close by. She's obviously an experienced franchisee. That is a great attitude to have, because you're working with, you understand the value of working with your other franchisees in your marketplace. Those type of things make us really excited, get us really excited to work with you as a franchisee. So I wish I could say that there was like a magic questionnaire that gave it to us, but it's really a vetting out process. And as we get to know one another, we determine how this is going to work going forward. And at any moment, if Jeff Thames or I feel that this is not a good fit, we'll let you know. I mean, I'm just like you would let us know. So I hope that helps.
I think going to Discovery Day and the preparation steps going into Discovery Day is kind of like a last check for both of us too, right?
Yeah. I mean, all the work we put into it together, we have franchisees that over a period of 15, 16 days put in so much work in finding real estate and asking questions and talking 10 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning and making time to connect and talk and discuss and go through the questions. If you're serious, we're serious, and we're going to make it happen. We're going to make time to connect with you and help you through, and no matter what your timeline is and what your process is. So. Okay. Well, there's no more questions, so we're going to wrap it up. So thanks again for joining today's Code Ninjas conference call. We do these each and every week. We call them our learning channels. If you want to be a part of like a Discovery Day, which is another learning channel, those are by invitation only. And how we do those, connect with myself, Marty at codeninjas.com, or Jeff Thames, and we will help you understand what you need to get done to be able to attend one of our Code Ninjas Discovery Day. Also, if you do have more questions after today's call, I know I get a lot of grief for this, but feel free to reach out to me anytime. My cell phone number, 763-516-3578. Feel free to call me, text me with any questions you have. If I miss your call, I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, depending how many calls I get. from today's call. So with having more than 40 people on today's call, it was fantastic to have you all here. If you have more questions, you need anything else, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to dig in with you further. And again, thanks for joining today's Code Ninjas conference call.
Bye, guys.